Allow me to set the stage on what happened this weekend. There was a prank call that went viral, and now we've learned who was behind it.
God.
Who the prank call was targeting was Shedeur Sanders. To quickly catch you up, if you're not an NFL draft aficionado, Shedeur Sanders is the son of Deion Sanders, the legendary Hall of Fame football player. He had just graduated from the University of Colorado and, meaning wrapped up his football time there, was entering the NFL draft. It was believed as recently as a few weeks ago that he could be the second or third pick in the draft. Instead, in a slide that we haven't seen in recent memory like this, he got through all of day one. That was round one of the draft. All of day two, that's rounds 2 and 3 of the draft. He still had not been chosen. Other quarterbacks flying off the board. Shedeur Sanders not drafted. He did not end up getting drafted until the third and final day in the 5th round. Some people thought he'd be the second overall pick. He ended up being the 144th pick.
What?
An unprecedented slide during the draft.
Who's he playing for?
He is going to be playing for the Cleveland Browns. So at this point, he's probably wishing he hadn't been drafted at all. But I digress. Anyway, worth noting, days before the draft, it was announced that Shedeur Sanders had changed his cell phone number. And they sent a memo out to all of the NFL teams and said, this is Shedeur Sanders' new telephone number. I heard some pundits saying that's a really strange thing to do so close to the draft, but whatever. So there was video that Shedeur Sanders' team even put out of him at a draft party, waiting, hoping, will I get my number called? And sure enough, his phone rings, and on the other end, he believes is the general manager of the New Orleans Saints. Don, I know you don't want to listen to it.
Don't make me listen.
Let's just listen, power through. This will make you stronger. Here is Shedeur Sanders thinking he is about to get drafted by the New Orleans Saints.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, let's be legendary.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Ready to go! What does that mean?
How you gonna ask us what it mean and you was on the phone?
You heard that?
You said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Sorry about that.
I don't know what that was. Nobody got this number, though.
Man, he just got trolled, bro. They tripping now, fam. Now I'm getting crashed out, bro.
Oh. It is what it is.
Okay, so that goes viral. Then the next day or later that night, you see video of what appears to be this young man wearing an Ole Miss sweatshirt doing the prank call on the other end. So Shedeur's team was recording it because they thought it was going to be a really big moment. This kid is like, let's record it because then it's funny we got this prank on video. Well, as of yesterday, they figured out who it was who placed the call. His name is Jax Ulbrich. Happens to be the 21-year-old son of Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. He apparently saw some of the information about Shedeur Sanders on his dad's team iPad, sort of the team commissioned iPad. And while he was home, he saw the new number and was like, oh, maybe this would be funny, jotted the number down, and then of his own accord went out and did the prank call against Shedeur Sanders. Well, since then, the Atlanta Falcons have issued a statement letting them know that they know who it was and that how sorry they are. Jax Ulbrich, the 21-year-old who was behind it, to his credit.
I was going to say, will be buried next Friday.
No. I know. I said to my son last night, I said, could you imagine his dad saying, hey, son, get over here now. We need to talk. But Jax Ulbrich has since apologized. Apparently he called Shedeur Sanders back, and he thanks Shedeur for taking the call, and said, I do hope at some point you can forgive me, and it was so childish, and I took away from what should have been a really great moment for you.
Which is probably what his dad told him.
Yeah, and it was childish and selfish and all that kind of stuff. But, it was a bummer. Shedeur Sanders is a very polarizing young potential star. Someday could amount to that in the NFL. But I was talking to my son last night saying, at the end of the day, take all the bling away and the showiness, whatever you want to say. He's a kid. He's a kid who was like hoping to get really exciting news, and that's jacked up. Don't do that.
Yeah. Oh my God, his
Jax.
father. If I embarrassed my father like that, I can't even imagine the punishment that would be involved.
Yes, because this is not just like your parents found out about it. This is, I am an NFL defensive coordinator, and you got the information from my laptop without my knowledge and then used it for this reason. All so bad.
So bad.
Quickly, Donna, let's shift gears.
Okay.
Let's play a little sound from the CBS Sunday Morning interview. Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, who is 75 years younger than he is, roughly. He was getting interviewed by CBS Sunday Mornings. And then just listen to this whole little bit in the moment where she chimes in the end.
24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the...
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
Donna, your
Okay,
thoughts?
so she's off to the side, okay?
Uh-huh.
She's just kind of sitting there on a laptop or something.
Yeah, they're not getting interviewed together. She's in the corner of the room, off camera.
Like kind of calling the shots.
Yes.
I don't feel great about this. I don't know what this girl's deal is, but it's weird.
And don't we say she's getting CC'd now on University of North Carolina emails? And
yes.
Also, what do we make of creative muse? What's that mean? Just, I think you're hot, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, other than that, the interview, he seemed very happy.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That was weird, though. The straight face, just like, we're not talking about that. Next question. From the corner, it just felt weird.
Like, okay, honey,